I got to get things set up, y'all, so I'm going to leave the 3D up here and let it roll, but I got to get set up. We got like 10 minutes. Seattle leads at 10-3. They're in the bottom of the 7th.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome back. Long time, no time. Shohei Ohtani's going to lead us off. And as soon as the 3D kicks in, we will bring it to you. Milwaukee Brewers wearing their not quite white uniforms top to bottom, more of a cream with navy. Brewers across the chest, outlined in gold, blue ball caps and the classic Brewers logo. MB interlocking, looking like a baseball mitt. And Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers are ready to roll. They're wearing their road grays, top to bottom. Dodgers across the chest. See, it looks like it may be kicking in already. Let me see if I can bring it in. Sometimes it's a false alarm. Blue ball caps with the interlocking white LA, representing the city of Los Angeles, and Ohtani's coming to the plate. Yep, there's a false alarm. See if we get it now. Is Ohtani giving his hellos to everybody as he hits the home plate? And it looks like we're just about ready. We'll peel it back here 1 second. We are set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of this little game we like to call baseball. Righty-lefty matchup. Andy Ashby is the pitcher. Left-hander fires the first pitch, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in October here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The first pitch is down and away. For a ball, it's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and grips up high. Two and 0. So a 2-0 count. Lefty, a bullpen game of sorts as the 2-0 chops it foul, 2-1. Ohtani steps out of the box for a second. 2-1. Comes set. Pitch just on the outside, misses. Ball 3-1. 3-1 count. Standing on deck is Mookie Betts. There is a right-hander, Priester, warming up in the pen. 3-1. Just misses outside, ball 4. And Ohtani will head on down to first. And the Dodgers get it going here to start the game. First pitch on the way to Mookie Betts is off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Or right there for a strike, excuse me, 0-1. The 0-1. Thank you, Steve. So a 1-1 count to Mookie. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up. Can of corn over by second. Making the grab. F4 in your scorecard. Terang. One away. Teoscar Hernandez, the batter, first pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled it back. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Nothing, your score just getting started here. In the top of the first inning, Shohei Ohtani led us off with a walk. Mookie Betts with an F4. That's all you missed if you are just joining. The 0-2. 99 down and in. 1-2. 1-2 count. Pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Infield is back and to the left. The 1-2. In the dirt. Good block by Contreras. 2-2. So I think we got it lined up now with the audio and the video. It's always an adventure here in the postseason. Two count. Ashby. The opener in a bullpen game for Milwaukee. The pitch, swung on, lifted into left field, drifting in, making the catch. In left field is Collins, Isaac Collins. 2 down. Left to right across the outfield, it's Collins, Frelick, and Churio. Around the horn, left-right, starting at third, going to first is Durbin, Ortiz, Terang, and Andrew Vaughn. Behind the plate is Billy the Kid, William Contreras. And now at the plate for the Dodgers is Freddie Freeman. It's Ohtani, Betts, Hernandez, and Freeman. The follow is the first pitch high and out of the zone. Almost went to the backstop. It's 1-0. After Freddie Freeman batting fifth is Will Smith. Edmund batting sixth, playing second. Max Muncy batting 7th. Kike Hernandez is batting 8th, and Andy Paez batting 9th in center field. The 1-0 swing and a miss. So 1-1 count. Expect a true opener and then Priester to take over for as far as he can go. The 1-1 down and in, 2-1. I would say what his game plan probably is to have Ashby get past Freddie Freeman. If that gets them out of the inning here, he may go out for inning number 2. If not, we may see Priester come in already. The 2-1 swung on, chop foul, it's 2-2. Because you've got a right-hander, dangerous right-hand bat in Will Smith. He's coming off the IL, but we all know what he can do in the postseason. You have the switch hitter in Edman. He could take it all the way to Muncy if he gets out of the center. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with 98 up top, and that'll end the inning. So Shohei Ohtani gets on via the walk, and Ashby settles down. We'll be back in a flash.
I just want to say to the school teacher that said I wouldn't turn out to be any more than a construction worker and alcoholic, man, you, that was a lucky guess.
Girl come downstairs, she come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
Major League Baseball banned the 2 fans indefinitely who interfered with Mookie Betts in the World Series. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's too harsh?
Believe it or not, we use the word cancer as a medical diagnosis because Hippocrates thought the tumors looked like crabs. In 1937, a man tried to find seats for himself and his wife on the Hindenburg, but there were none available next to each other. They took a plane home instead. 2 years later, the man, Martin Goodman, went on to create Marvel Comics. Daniel Day-Lewis, on receiving his 2008 Oscar presented by Helen Mirren, who won an Oscar for playing the Queen, said, "That's the closest I'll come to ever getting a knighthood." He was knighted 6 years later.
I just did my own taxes. I got online and used some kind of turbo quicken thing, and I'm going to get a lot back. But I may be in jail by next week.
I think we played 174 ball games this year. That's the first time we gotten beaten in the 9th inning. I thought the guy was out at first base. I'm pretty perturbed about that call.
For crying out loud, St. Louis, and I have friends that live in St. Louis. Don Dankinger, he made a bad call. Made a bad call. If they call him out, we still might have won the game. You don't know. That was game 6.
We're not dead yet! One more time, baby, one more time.
Come out and play game 7.
1 minute I'm on the road looking at the bushes. Next minute I'm in the bushes looking at the road.
Welcome back. Milwaukee Brewers will grab the bats and start the game 1 offensively for the Brew Crew. It'll be Churio, Yelich, Contreras, and Terang, followed by Vaughn. Frelick as the first pitch on the way from Blake Snell is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's on 1. Terang batting 5th, and then Vaughn, Frelick, Durbin, Collins, and Ortiz. 97, misses outside wide. Well, I guess this turned out okay because you're not missing anything in Toronto. Seattle leads by a touchdown still. It's 10-3. They're in the 9th inning, and Seattle's batting. Anything goes on, we'll try to keep you up to date. 2-1 count to Jackson Churio, batting .389 this postseason. Kicks and brings it. Swing and a miss. 2-2. What you'll see from Blake Snell tonight is a guy who's not afraid to pitch out of the zone. He'll run his pitch count up. He does not care. The 2-2 chopped over to third. Muncie's got it. Fires a bullet across the grass. And it'll be a 5-3 put out. One away. Christian Yelich, the batter. First pitch is right there. Strike at the knees, it's on 1. The 0-1, 97 misses inside 1. So 1-1 count, swing and a miss, 4-seam fastball, 1-2. Standing on deck is Contreras, Terang in the hole. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, chased a nasty curveball down and away, 2 down. Left to right across the outfield for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's Hernandez, Paez and Hernandez. So Kike in left and Teoscar in right. Andy Paez in center. Billy the Kid steps in. Lefty right. The first pitch, 97. He's bringing it, just missed it. It's 1-0. Dodgers got here via a walk-off error versus the Phillies in Game 4, and the Brewers is the 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. Took them all the way to Game 5, coming back home after dropping 2 games in Chicago, tying up the series. And they went down and got a 3-1 win in Game number 5. It was knotted up at 1 going into the middle innings. 1-2 count out of a swing and a miss. Snell rocks and brings it in the dirt. Did he go around? He did not. 2-2. So just a couple of nights ago. And that was a bullpen game for Milwaukee then. That's why I think the game plan tonight is probably to bring Priester out and have him eat a few innings. Not a true bullpen game like the game was the other night, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Contreras kind of did a double step thinking about running to first, but he gets tagged on the leg. And we'll be back in a flash. Top of the second we go. Best of 7 series. The National League Championship Series. Just the way God intended baseball.
This is a message to everybody who lives in my head rent-free. I'm going to need some rent. I know it's hard out here for everybody, but I am going to need that rent plus $500 deposit. I know, but I'm going to need that ASAP, like by the 1st, or you got to kick rocks. But as you know, it's very spacious, you know what I'm saying? No pet fee, and I'm going to have somebody come and look at all those loose screws.
What can I say? I guess you're on to me. You said you'd take a bullet for me. You'd never take a bullet for me. Probably not. No one ever takes a bullet. It's just something people say that they don't mean, like, how was your day? Or, we'll stop if it hurts.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. When the Dodgers beat the Giants in the 2021 NLDS, it was Max Scherzer who closed out the game. Because the score was 2-1, Scherzer was credited with a save. It was the very first save of Scherzer's 16-year-long professional career. In 1980, the legendary Willie Mays was actually banned from baseball. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn learned that Mays had taken a job at a casino and was concerned that he would gamble, even though he only worked there as a greeter. The ban didn't last long and was reversed 5 years later in 1985.
If you have to pick up something heavy, don't ask for any help. Throw your back out. Be a man.
In 1912, Boston fans had both a championship
and a bright new ballpark to boast about. It was there they had beaten the New York Giants, and fans were convinced it had brought them good luck. Built in a marshy area called the Fens, the park's most prominent features included a badly sloping left field that was called Duffy's Cliff because Red Sox left fielder Duffy Lewis had learned to play it so well. The left field wall was just 320 feet from home plate and was very friendly to right-handed hitters and very damaging to the windows of store owners across the street.
Quinn Priester will come in. 13-3, the 3.32 ERA. It's been another one of those gems that the Brewers front office seems to find. First pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. High over the first base dugout. It's 0-1. Quinn Priester. 6'3", 210-pounder out of Glendale Heights, Illinois. The 0-1 right there, smacks the black. It's 0-2. He was drafted by the Pirates in 2019. The 0-2 swung on. Dribbled over towards second base. 4-3 put out. Terang Devon. One away. Played for Pittsburgh 2023 and 24 before he was traded over to Boston, and then Milwaukee picked him up this year. First pitch is right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. But you can't make the argument that Pittsburgh's so loaded at pitching that they just kind of gave up on him. As the 0-1 swung on, chopped over to second. Another 4-3 put out, 2 away. I just don't feel like there's ever a such thing as too much pitching. Priester was already a big prospect. I mean, he was drafted in the first round in 2019, the 18th pick overall, out of high school. Just 25 years old. Max Muncy, your batter. First pitch, hangs a bender up top. First strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. High and out of the zone, 1. One. 91-mile-an-hour cutter misses inside, 1-2. The 1-2 swing, chops it foul. Do it again. Dodgers 0-6. Versus the Brewers this year. Still 10-3 Seattle in the 9th. If anything happens there, work with the grain of salt, we'll pass it along. Thank you for the update, Bobby. The payoff pitch inside. Misses ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. And the Dodgers put a man on. First pitch on the way to Kike Hernandez. Foul back. It's 0-1. Hernandez batting .318 in the postseason. That shouldn't shock anybody. He always seems to show up in a big way in the postseason. The 0-1. 93 right there on the outer black. It's 0-2. Kike, the number 8 hitter, so Paez is on deck. Ohtani in the hole. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. So nothing doing. We head to the bottom of the second. Milwaukee grabs the sticks. Game number 1, NLCS.
There are some girls that can manage time and some girls that can manage money. I'm neither of those girls because I'm going to be late and broke.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Where's the scissors? I gotta give this thing some flav. What are you doing?
Crew necks are for squares and Mormons.
Oh, cute. Should we do mine? I don't know. If you have no car, why open the garage?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Hall of Famer Jim Palmer is arguably the best Orioles pitcher ever. He had the most wins in the 70s and was remarkably good at limiting homers. Over his 19-year career in the league, Palmer never gave up a grand slam or allowed back-to-back home runs. The legendary Derek Jeter holds a pretty impressive record. He's played the most games at one defensive position without ever playing another, with 2,674 games at shortstop.
There's something in its intimacy, there's something in that incredible greenness, there's something in the peculiarity of the way that the outfield wall follows its meandering path from right to left. There's something about the way that it fits so tightly and neatly into the city, not surrounded by endless acres of ballparks. And there's something about the fact that it has been the site of so much baseball sorrow, has gone down there, that you can compare it to a Civil War battlefield. It is a vale of tears.
Just putting it up on the screen there for a second, then we'll take it down. But the Mariners did hold on. They beat Seattle 10-3. It's a final. Seattle goes up 2-0. Here it's 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Terang, Vaughn, and Frelick do up. Still no hits in the game. The Dodgers drew 2 walks, one in the first inning by Ohtani, the next by Muncy in the second. Blake Snell goes back to work, and the first pitch is 95. May have been a touch off the plate. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Swung on, popped up down the line. Left field lined underneath it is Kike Hernandez for out number 1. Andrew Vaughn stepping to the plate. What a find he was. They grabbed him. Really been struggling, bouncing around. He came to Milwaukee and has found a home. First pitch, up top, swung on, foul back. That's 0-1. Andrew Vaughn 4 for 14 with 2 home runs in this postseason. 1126 OPS. The 0-1. 96 misses high 1. A 1-1 count. Chops over to short. 6-3 put out. Mookie to Freddie. No way. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sal Frelick takes a, man, that is a rainbow of a bender on the outer edge. It's 0-1. I don't know what in the world Snell is always doing. He's always messing around with his belt. It must just be a nervous tick. Is the 0-1 right there for a strike? It's 0-2. But I'm surprised no one's gone out there and checked his belt a few times. Make sure he's not doing some Raleigh fingers. The 0-2 count. In the dirt, 1-2. Brewers' biggest goal here in this first game is to run that pitch count up on Blake Snell and get him out of the game. So far, so good for Snell. He's only at 23 pitches. There's already 2 outs here in the second. The 1-2. High and out of the zone. 97 miles an hour, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Inside. Held up his swing. Full count. Standing on deck is Durbin. They kept the line moving after that. It would be Collins and then Ortiz, the number 9 hitter. The payoff pitch. Swing. Pops it up. High into center field. Underneath it is Paez, and that'll end the inning. Brewers go down in order once again. 1, 2, 3. No hits here in Milwaukee as we go to inning number 3.
Oh my God, I almost died. No. I almost died. That was so scary. Thank you. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
I know you have a great memory, and I just thought we'd get some of the baseball things out of the way. Going along the way in pursuit of Ty Cobb, you remember your 1,000th hit?
Yes, sir. I was off Carl Morton down in Atlanta at that time. He was Rookie of the Year for the Atlanta Ball Club, and, he passed away a couple years ago at a very young age, so he's a fine pitcher.
Do you remember your first hit?
Sure, everybody remembers their first hit. It was across the field. It was my 5th at-bat. It was against Bob Friend. It was a triple down the left field line.
All right, what about hit number 2,000?
2000, I missed getting it here in Cincinnati, and I got it off of Ron Bryan at Candlestick Park in front of a big crowd of about 4,300.
What about hit number 3,000?
Well, 2,500 was right here against Bruce Keeson the last day before we went on a long road trip, and of course 3,000 was right here against the Montreal Expos, and that was kind of ironic because it was off of Steve Rogers, and the guy who presented me the ball was Tony Perez in a Montreal uniform, and I had a Cincinnati uniform on. And last year when we came back, I had a chance to get my 4,000 hit with me in a Montreal uniform and him playing first in a Cincinnati uniform, but I walked 4 times and grounded out once.
When you broke Stan Musial's record?
Well, that was off of Mark Littell, 36-31, and I might add it was the first day back after the 81 strike, because I tied the record off of Nolan Ryan the day before the strike went into effect.
What about that 4,000th hit? Who was that against?
My old team, the Philadelphia Phillies, who I played with before I went to Montreal, and it was off of Jerry Kuzman. It was a double down the right field line.
So a lot of the things you have done occurred right here in Cincinnati, including the last day of what? Ty Cobb's career, wasn't it his anniversary?
Right, it was 57 years to the day that he pinched hit for the last time, and when he pinched hit, he went back home. I don't know why he went back home, but he just decided to retire at that time.
Vin Scully interviewing Pete Rose. If that ain't baseball, I'll kiss your ass. I mean, wow. Top of the third we go. Nothing, your score. Quinn Priester back to work. He fires 94 on the outer cut. Andy Paez, it's a 1. Outside wide 1. Well, I guess you missed it, but he will be very soon. As the 1-1's fouled away, 1-2. They cleared that hurdle last spring. Too little too late, in my opinion. They should have done it before he passed away as the 1-2 down the way took it to. It would have allowed the fans to celebrate with him. But you better believe that's going to bring a huge crowd to Cooperstown. I would assume it happens this year, but it'll probably be well, I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I feel like that's got to be a special one. You got to do that by itself because that crowd is going to be so big. You just can't put it in with anybody else. The 2-2 swung on, foul backward. It's got to have its own weekend. They need to put Shoeless Joe in first and then Pete Rose, but do it all together. And obviously Pete's the one that's going to bring the majority of the fans. The 2-2 count. Swing, chops and foul. Just got a stitch or two of that sinker. I know they broke the all-time record when Jeter went in, but that's going to be dwarfed when Pete goes in. 2-2 misses inside, spun inside, almost got him on the belt. Full count. Payoff pitch. Chopped down the line. We'll do it again. Just getting off work, just getting home. Seattle has a 2-0 lead over Toronto as they head back home to Seattle for a 3-game swing. Seattle's going to be looking to not leave the state of Washington until the World Series starts. Payoff pitch, swing, dribbles it over towards third. 5-3 put out. Durbin to Vaughn. 1 away. Shohei Ohtani coming to the plate. He walked his first time up. Righty, first pitch on the way drops a teardrop right there at the knees. Did not get the call. It's 1-0. 1-0. Right there for a strike. It's 1-1 count. Right there. You got a 1-2 count. Bet standing on deck. Milwaukee crowd trying to root along Priester. The pitch, 94 inside. Good take. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing! Just got a piece of that. Came out of the glove of Contreras. It's one of those ones you wish you held on. Now you get another life there at the plate. Ohtani. He's been struggling this postseason, batting 148, but you know that won't last long. The 2-2. Down and in, 3-2. Full count. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Priester comes set. Ohtani digging in. Payoff pitch. Lifts it high into left field, drifting over. Making the catch out there in left field is Isaac Collins, the rookie. 2 down. Mookie Betts stands in. First pitch, 95 miles an hour, inside high. It's 1-0. Betts batting .370 in the postseason. 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. One count. Swing, rips it over towards second. They were in the shift, so a long way to go for Terang. He'll get there, flip it to Vaughn at first, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back at a flash. Bottom of the third we go. It's the Brewers' turn to grab the sticks when we return here in Milwaukee.
Question for ladies. Who do you talk to when you're not okay?
Myself. That's probably why I'm not okay.
Mike Mussina is a Hall of Famer. On top of being an elite player, he was also very intelligent. He graduated from Stanford with a degree in economics and was almost the valedictorian of his high school. According to some reports, Mussina lowered his grades a little in order to avoid giving a commencement speech.
Look, you gotta get it through your head. It's not coming back to you.
Why?
Because you slept with someone else!
Yeah, like a month ago, God!
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get up.
That's not how a field sobriety test works, sir.
There is no greater optimist in baseball than President Charles Hercules Ebbets of the Brooklyn Club. For 30 years, he's been in baseball, and all that time he has had confidence in the Brooklyn fan. Through many seasons of losses and disappointments, he has carried the Trolley Dodgers, losing money year after year, when those about him lost faith in the game as a paying proposition. But the confidence of Mr. Ebbets has never been shaken. He believed years ago, as he does today, that Brooklyn is a major league city and that it would support a good team. New York Times.
For about 70 cents, you can buy a can of soda, regular or diet. For about 70 cents, you can also buy a cup of coffee. For about 70 cents, you can buy a pack of gum, plain or sugarless. For
10 cents a day.
You can buy a
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio. Welcome back. Blake Snell goes back to work. First pitch. This is just out of the zone. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Durbin the batter. 7, 8, 9 hitters for Milwaukee. It'll be Durbin, Collins, and Ortiz as the 1-0 misses outside 2. can't quite see it. I'm far away from the screen, but is that Tanya Raven asking about Ohtani? He's injured. Is the 2 O's right there, first strike, 2-1. I wouldn't bet on that. I would just say even the greatest of all players, they all go into slumps. And unfortunately for Ohtani, it's happening in October. The 2-1, fouls it back to him, too. I think it's hard sometimes for us to remember how hard it is to hit the baseball. And these great players go into slumps and it doesn't compute. You're like, what the? The 2-2 swing, lifts it into center field, and that's the first base hit of the ball game for the Milwaukee Brewers. That's the first hit of the ball game for either side. Hard smack over the infield. Dumped it right in front of the center fielder, Paez. Isaac Collins coming to the plate. First pitch for a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Ortiz stands on deck. And then Churio in the hole. Not really a spot where you could drop a bunt to push the runner over because Ortiz, that's a tall order to have him be the one that comes through with the base hit. But I would think it's tempting. The 0-2 count. If he doesn't get it, the pitch on the way. Check swing to go around. Looked like he might have. He did. Strike 3. First base umpire James Hoy rings him up. 1 away. Julio Ortiz, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Not impressive numbers offensively. We talked about this all during the year. When he played Atlanta, he raked. So in my eyes, this guy's heading to the Hall of Fame, but I know his numbers are not that great. He's batting 9th tonight for a reason. The first pitch on the way, 95 up top. Mrs. Hyatt's 1-0, but I'm telling you, that guy, that kid came through some of the biggest hits in both series in Milwaukee and in Atlanta versus the Braves this year. He's got my respect. The 1-0. 94, top shelf. It's 1-1 count. Going to flip it over to first. The runner goes, he got him caught, and he is going to be out. So Snell to Freeman to Tommy Edman. So if you're scoring at home, it's 1-3 to 4. He just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He started bouncing and leaving, and when Snell started going to first, I honestly think Durbin was like, well, I'm going to be out if I go back, so let me see what I can do down here. Freddie Freeman with the perfect throw and a great tag by Edman. 2 now. So now Joey O on the 1-1 count. Swing, whistles it back foul. It's 1-2. We're planning on doing more spring training, even more this year than we did. Last year we did, man, it was a lot. I think we actually got 16, 17 games in spring training. This year, if we can find them, we're going to bring them to you. The 1-2, flips it over to first, and that is going to be a 6-3, and that'll end the inning. So the Dodgers get out of the jam with the pickoff by Snell. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 4th we go. Just 1 hit so far in game number 1 of the nationally Championship Series for 2025.
This guy asked me on a date, and then he never got back to me. It's been a day.
He moved on, probably with someone better, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, sorry, that sounds pretty good. You're probably just out with the old in with the new.
Are you serious?
Probably prettier than you too.
Oh my god.
You look like a giant turd right now.
Michael Conforto's mother is an Olympic gold medalist. Tracy Ruiz Conforto was a synchronized swimmer in the 80s and won 2 gold medals in the Olympics along with a silver medal. Tracy was inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame in 1993, the same year that Michael Conforto was born.
If you were a bird, where would you fly? I'd fly to my favorite place, the DMV. We haven't heard a peep out of you.
If I was a bird, I'd fly into a ceiling fan.
Over the years, Brooklyn would be represented by many teams with many names. The Atlantics and Excelsiors, the Bridegrooms, Bushwicks and Superbas, the Tip Tops, after the baker of Tip Top bread who owned them for a time, the Robins, after their manager Wilbert Robinson, the Trolley Dodgers, and finally, just the Dodger.
The story of the Brooklyn Dodgers is a story of one of the 5 boroughs in New York. Brooklyn was an independent city to itself until 1898. It was one of the great cities. It was a city with a population bigger than Chicago. But because of the subway, because of the bridges, because of the water and electric facilities, the state forced Brooklyn into the city of New York in 1898. And Brooklyn didn't want to be in the city of New York. New York had the tall buildings and this, that, and the other, and the railroad stations and Broadway. Brooklyn was just, well, they called it the bedroom of New York. But the one thing that they had in Brooklyn was a baseball club called the Dodgers. And the whole borough of Brooklyn centered its love and attention on the Dodgers and used the Dodgers against the tall buildings of Manhattan.
We got quite the dilemma going on Thursday and Friday, and it's just a simple fact that the way they've shingled these games on top of each other, layered them on top of each other, it's going to be impossible to bring you both. And I'm looking at the times right now, because we've been talking about this in the break, and been going back and forth with folks on the radio side because we want to know which game I'm going to do, because it's impossible. They've set them apart 2 hours in between each other. It looks like Thursday night is the first pitch on the way to start the inning is up top for a strike. Priester versus Hernandez. 1-0, outside wide. Ball 2-2. Misses, ball 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Kicks and fires. Down and in, ball 4. And the Dodgers have something cooking here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch to Freddie Freeman is right there at the knees. For a strike, it's 0-1. It's insane that they're doing these games. Thursday is 6 o'clock and 8:30. Actually, 6:10 and 8:30, so not even 2.5 hours apart. And Friday is at the same, it's 5 minutes apart there. It's a clean 2:30 there. So what we're looking at is the 1-1 swung on, lifted in the left field, drifting over, making... Wow, what a catch by Collins! Isaac Collins making a leaping grab at the top of his jump. Holy Toledo! I thought that was going to get over his head at first. He had to leap at the very last second. Bangs into the left field wall. Fires the ball back into the infield. Freddie Freeman put a charge into that one. Hernandez got back just in time. Will Smith, first pitch on the way, the French Prince, fires it straight back. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Here goes Iron Lung again, Smith coming back. The 0-1. Swing, rips it up the middle. Diving attempt out there at short by Ortiz, but that'll get through. And the Dodgers have runners on first and second. And there's one out. So this series here plays at 6 o'clock and at 8:30. Thursday night and then Friday night at 8:30. The other series plays Thursday at 8:30 and then Friday at 6 o'clock. Tommy Edman to the plate, first pitch swinging, lifts it into center field. That ball's going to drop for a base hit. Hernandez had to hold up because he wasn't sure if it was going to get caught out there by Frelick, but the Dodgers have runners. All over the bases, ducks all over the pond. That's going to get a mound visit for Priester. Max Muncy coming to the plate. Long visit out there. Looks like we're ready to get back to work. Righty-lefty matchup, bases loaded. First pitch on the way. Bender up top, misses high. It's 1-0. Swing, lifted, high, deep, going back, on the track, at the wall, making the bobbling catch, and here comes the throw back into the infield. The runner comes home, and he is safe. And I have to double check. I think Contreras is going to run down there and tag third just in case. So we've got 2 outs. Did he ring him up? Did he leave too early? Didn't get a chance to see it as it was going up. So he got to the top of his jump, caught it on the bobble. Oh, it went off the wall. That's not going to be an out. That ball went off the wall. I think they're challenging it. That ball went out of his glove and off the wall. So I thought he caught it clean. He did not catch it clean. So they threw him out at home is what happened. Because Hernandez was holding up thinking the ball got bobbled and caught as I did off the blind eye. So that would be so to clean that up, that is an 8 to I believe 6-2. And then Contreras ran up to third and tagged third for the automatic out. An improbable, incredible double play. They're looking at it right now, but I don't see anything that's going to change it. As the ball came out of his glove, off the wall, caught the ball off the carom, but that's not an out, as most of y'all know. And so he got the carom, threw it into the infield, and they threw it home because, and here's the thing, Hernandez was sliding because he probably thought He probably thought that he was going to have to be tagged to be out. But instead, it was a forced play because he goes, now they're finally showing it. He went forward, went back, went forward again, heading towards home plate. And Contreras ran down to third, tagging the bag before the runner coming from second to third could get down there. You don't see this much, but what an incredible defensive play. They're replaying it in the booth, and I'm sure they're just as confused as all of y'all are, and am I, but pretty sure it's going to stand. Unless there's something I'm not seeing on the replay. And that very well could be, but as of right now, we're going to be heading to the bottom of the fourth. I don't know if we'll get a full break. We'll try to. Here comes the call after all the confusion. Out at home plate and out at third, double play. That'll end the inning. I don't know if we're going to get through a whole typical break, so we'll go ahead and play you an on this date while they warm up the pitchers. On this date in 1927, the PCL's Oakland Oaks trade infielders Lynn Larry and Jimmy Reese to the New York Yankees for $125,000. Reese will become Babe Ruth's roommate and famously quipped that he really only roomed with Babe Ruth's suitcase, unquote. On this date in 1974, Los Angeles Angels right-hander Nolan Ryan, en route to a 4-2 victory over the Red Sox, strikes out 19 batters, matching the modern-day record of Steve Carlton in 1969 and Tom Seaver in 1970. The right-hander's outing is the second of 3 19K performances that season for the fireballer from Alvin, Texas. And on this date in 1984, in one of the most famous brawls in sports history, the stage is set for a literal slugfest when the first pitch of Atlanta's 5-3 victory, thrown by Braves hurler Pascual Perez, hits Padres leadoff hitter Alan Wiggins. The fighting begins in the second inning when Ed Whitson throws behind the starter's head, with more brawls in the fifth, which includes several fans, and in the eighth and ninth innings, when the Padres continue to use Perez for target practice every time the pitcher steps to the plate. One of the ugliest incidents in the history of Major League Baseball results in 19 ejections. Mac McGee
and I, we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
don't get greedy, ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help.
Braves Country Radio.
And it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
If you join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help. There's room on our team for you.
What a crazy finish to that inning as we head back to the bottom of the fourth inning. Jackson Churio taking the first pitch down the pipe. Followed up with one down and in. It's 1-1. Four-seam fastball started it off. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Sorry, my video blurred out. I had to restart it. Can't wait to get back to the regular season when everything's normal. The 1-2 count. Brings it in the dirt. 2-2. Good to see you, Paul. Appreciate the checking in. This isn't as bad as it has been on certain doubleheaders. I guess also because it started a little later and I was able to kind of prepare myself for it as the 2-2. Down and in. 3-2. And I've done this so many times now. I'm not going to say it's become easy. It hasn't become easy, but I've just gotten numb to what to expect as far as breaks and all that kind of stuff. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it foul. If I didn't love baseball, I don't think I would enjoy it. But I love baseball, so it's different. I love baseball and I love everybody that we bring it to, whether it's on the YouTube or all the other outlets, and of course the radio. Folks sitting at home catching the game. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it deep into the hole. I guess the biggest thing we're going to look at in that whole mess that is Thursday and Friday is we'll see where the series are at. Is the payoff pitch down and in? Strike three. Got him at the bottom of the corner. Churio doesn't like it. He's hopping, literally hopping mad. You can see him bouncing right there. It was a very ticky-tack strike, but I'll say this. It looks much worse when it finally gets to the catcher's mitt. But crossing the plate, regardless, I just think that one is too close to take. You can't just take those pitches. We see it all during the regular season. Talk about all the time with the Braves. I mean, they'll just sit there and watch them float on by. But when you're in the postseason, every out matters. You got to you can't leave it up to the umpires on stuff like that. Now, when you get hosed on a call when a pitch is well out of the zone, it's a different story. But the neighborhood calls is the 1-0 misses outside wide 2-0. John Libka, he rates fairly high. He's not one of the ones where you groan when you grab the score sheet. Is the 2-0, chops it foul 2-1. But once again, it was right there on the edge. So if you have an LA on your hat, you're like, that is a great pitch. If you have a Brewer logo, you're like, it's horse fiddles. What's going on here? The 2-1, swing and a miss, 95 upstairs, 2-2. What I'm leaning towards right now is we're going to bring you the first game on Thursday, which is Brewers Dodgers. That's game 3 of their series. Is the 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. And then depending on when that game ends, we could flip over to the Mariners game. The problem is that game could be in the 7th inning. I mean, and we may just keep it on this channel and flip over and go, hey, let's roll. But I'll have to see how they want to do it on the radio side. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 down. And the simple fact of the matter that the non-football fan doesn't want to hear is that there's a football game on Thursday night, and it does affect our viewership when there are ball games on, when there are football games on. So I'd like to get out in front and bring you that early game. First pitch on the way is down and in. Willie Contreras takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And I'll be coming from the restaurant side of life on a few of these games. I'll be running in here. I just think it's more likely is the 1-1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. I just think it's more likely that Brewers-Dodgers, such strange start times, but the Brewers-Dodgers, more y'all going to be interested in that in game number 3, is the 1-2. Swing, chops it foul, But you never know. We might get to Thursday and Friday, and they're both on the brink of elimination. Good to see you, Handler. Uncle Charlie. We didn't get a chance to do the whole salutations in this game as the pitch on the way is swung on, dribbled over in front of the mound. Low throw by Snell, but a good grab by Freddie. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the fifth in a scoreless time here in Milwaukee. The Dodgers grab the sticks when we return.
So explain to me why I found naked pictures of other women on the computer.
Because you're nosy?
At Fenway Park, there is a lone red seat in the right field bleachers. The seat signifies the longest home run ever hit in the ballpark. The home run was hit by Ted Williams in 1946 and was officially measured at 502 feet.
No, I'm good. Stop talking. You're rambling. I'm sorry. Okay, just get to the point. No, I'm gonna. I'm just saying I wasn't selling that kid drugs, dude. That's messed up. What were you doing? Dude, I wasn't even selling them drugs. I was buying it from him. That's support an entrepreneur. That's not bad. All right, I would not sell drugs to a kid, but I'll buy a kid's drug. That's taking drugs from the kids. I'm taking drugs out of the kids' hands and giving them supporting an entrepreneur, dude. You're talking about like it's a lemonade stand. No, that's what I said. I was like, dude, you should be slick selling lemonade too. You get the drama out, then you come back for lemonade, you're doubling up.
I've made more money than I ever expected to, but I'm putting all of it, and more too, into the new plant for the Brooklyn fans. Of course, it's one thing to have a fine ball club and win a pennant, but to my mind, there's something more important than that about a ball club. I believe the fans should be taken care of. A club should provide a suitable home for its patrons. This home should be in a location that's healthy, it should be safe, and it should be convenient. Charles Hercules Ebbets.
My father used to talk about the building of Ebbets Field. He was 11 years old when they started building Ebbets Field, and he somehow remembered what the hopes were for that whole area of Brooklyn, because he lived right near there, that they would have their own stadium nearby. And he said he used to go by every day and watch another piece of it being put together. So when he first took me there, it was like showing me something that was part of his own history, not just a stadium somewhere else.
Welcome back. Quinn Priester versus Kike Hernandez. Righty-righty matchup. Koenig is warming up, the left-hander in the pen, by the way. First pitch misses high. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 count inside. That's 3 or 4 times they've almost hit the batter tonight. I'm very fortunate. The 2-1. Swing. Rips it towards the left, and that ball's going to get over the head of Collins off the wall, and it is a leadoff double for the Dodgers. So, leadoff double, and of course that represents the go-ahead run. Righty-righty matchup. Andy Paez the batter. 94 at the knees. It's 0-1. Paez, number 9 hitter, so Shohei Ohtani looms on deck with nobody out. 0-1. Inside. Now he called that a strike. Okay, 0-2. That was a wide inside strike. That might be a makeup pitch. The 0-2. 93 just misses. The throwback to the mound gets away. Fortunately for the Brewers, looks like that was terrain that stopped it from rolling to the outfield. Man, what a disaster that would be in a scoreless tie in the postseason to have the ball roll to the outfield on a toss back to the pitcher. The 1-2. Swing, chops it over to short. Runner at second will have to retreat. Here comes the throw. Close play, busting it down the line is Paez, but he'll be out by just a step. One away. Joey Ortiz always looks like to me a guy that could have played like a beat cop on a 1970s show. He's got one of those mustaches and the high and tights. Looks like he could be showing up on. They're going to go ahead and walk Ohtani to get to Mookie Betts. Not that that's a great idea, but they're trying to set up the double play. Mookie Betts batting .357 in this postseason, something the Dodgers really needed because with Ohtani struggling, and let's be honest, Freddie and a few of the others have not been hitting that great. Mookie coming to life and Teoscar Hernandez having a good October. Like I say, he's carried the team, but it's definitely made that a 4-game series and not a 5. First pitch is a P at the knees to Mookie Betts. It's 0-1. Yeah, John, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. The 0-1. Up top. It's 0-2. I have not looked at Ohtani's numbers versus Priester. That might have something to do with it. It might just have the fact that he's Ohtani, but you're really choosing the lesser of evils. Is the 0-2. Swing, slaps it over to second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. So the gamble pays off, but you got to figure before it's all said and done, that's going to backfire. We'll be back in a flash. Nothing, going to bottom of 5.
I just want to let you know that I don't like you spending too much time with people who have nice, normal wives. Okay? I don't need you getting any ideas. Do you understand?
And Pascual Perez just threw a baseball into the Cubs dugout, and another one came flying right back out. And there's another one, and it's hit one of the umpires out on the mound. Now Don Zimmer's coming up, and he'll argue that Perez started it. He threw a ball into the dugout, and he did. Harry Wendelstedt and Zimmer. You see Zimmer's hot. Pascual was being tended to on the mound. It appeared that his right hand, his pitching hand, may have been hit by that line drive. So now Ron McLean is up talking to him. The huddle is around him. Somebody must have said something from the Cub dugout, and Pascual just lobbed a baseball into the dugout, and in short order it came flying right back out. And when the ball came out, it hit home plate umpire Bill Hahn. One of the Cubs is going to be fined for throwing the ball. Going to be fined because that guy's pitcher threw the ball in our dugout. A little bit of a smile on Pascual's face, as if he's gotten away with something here.
Armchair.
Gas prices are so high that I just saw Dolly Parton carpooling with Jolene.
Ebbets spent $750,000 to build his park, with its marble rotunda and chandeliers made in the form of bats and balls. So much that he had to sell half his interest in the team to pay his debts. Ebbets Field opened to the public on April 5th, 1913, with an exhibition game against the Highlanders, who officially changed their name that spring to the New York Yankees. Brooklyn won 3-2. An inside-the-park home run by a young former dental student named Casey Stengel made the difference. Over the next 45 summers, Ebbets Field would witness some of the worst baseball ever played, and some of the very best.
Welcome back. We're heading to the bottom of the fifth. Scoreless game, Dodgers and Brewers, game one. Very important game for the Brewers. The Dodgers would like to steal it as well. Blake Snell goes back to work. First pitch on the way. Fouls it back. It's a 1-1. Snell, by the way, entering this inning, only at 57 pitches, now 58 is the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 59. It's 0-2. And so with that being said, I mean, he's not doing what he normally does where he eats a lot of pitches. He's the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. So he could go pretty deep into this one, maybe even to the seventh. Don't think they would give him a ton of up-downs because he's just not used to doing that. And you don't know how that would play out as far as maybe not this game, but would it affect his next start? The 1-2, swing and a miss, nasty pitch off the edge. What you have to figure is the Brewers, their main goal is to get into that Dodger bullpen. And so Snell is really doing the job that Dave Roberts and company wanted from him. Is the first pitch is a swing and a miss from Vaughn. It's 0-1. Chad Patrick is warming up in the pen for the Brew Crew as the 0-1 swing. Hits it on the ground. Over to short. 6-3. And there's quickly 2 down, so he may get in and out of this inning quickly. Chad Patrick, he piggybacked the other night. He's really good right-hander that was having a very good year before sent down the minors because of the embarrassment of riches that Milwaukee had on their staff. But he's a guy that can bring it. He can come in and give you an inning or two. Frelick comes to the plate. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Pitch right down the pipe for a strike. It's a 1-1. Of course, the Dodgers bullpen is well rested. They have not played since Thursday. Chops it over the mound. Mookie's got to wait for that second hop. He'll grab it, flip it to first. And that was a very quick inning for Blake Snell. He is cruising in Milwaukee. We go to inning number 6. Knotted up at nothing.
Evening, sir. Where are you heading this late at night?
I was on my way to a lecture about alcohol and its effects on the human body and smoking and staying out late at night.
Who gives a lecture about that this late at night?
My wife.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic ball of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic ball of Braves Country baseball.
So, Dad, I think she's the one. I'm gonna marry her.
Tell me you're sorry.
Wait, what? What?
Tell me you're sorry.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm not saying sorry.
Hey, until you can say you're sorry for no reason at all, you're not ready.
Why is baseball, you ask? Because it is like charity. it never faileth. It is always there except on wet grounds. And to the man who is too old to keep up with the attempt to civilize football, and too young to need so soothing a sedative as golf, who works hard when he works, who wants to rest hard when he rests, who wants a drama that is as full of surprises for the actors as it is for the audience, who wants a race that cannot be fixed like a horse race, who is so genuine and American that he wants something to kick about without meaning it, and something to yell about that everyone around him will think more of him for yelling about. To that man, baseball is the one great lifesaver in the good old summertime.
Ready 70 that needed a good night out of Drake London for his fantasy football team. I think he got it, because I had him in our Braves Country Radio League. I didn't need nearly as many points as Ready 70 said he needed. He's at 29 in our league. That's got to be the 20 that he needed in his league. First pitch on the way from Chad Patrick, the right-hander. Fires a cutter high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. In that game, Atlanta leads Buffalo 21-14, if anybody cares. I know John cares. The 1-0. Pops it up. High in the sky. Camping underneath it. Went away, excuse me. F6 in your scorecard. The 1-1 count. Outside wide. Freddie Freeman, the batter, he nailed one into the left field wall. It was a great leaping catch by Isaac Collins his last time up. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0 pitch, down and in. Pitch on the way to Freddie. Bangs for a strike. It's 2-1. If y'all are just joining us, y'all missed one hell of a circus play that ended the top of the fourth inning for the Dodgers, as the 96-mile-an-hour just misses down and in. 3-1 to Freddie Freeman. The ball caromed off the glove of Frelick in a bases-loaded situation with one out. When it came off the glove, it actually touched the wall, and then he caught it. So from Teoscar Hernandez's perspective, is the 3-1s right there at the knees, full count. He thought he had caught it after bobbling it, but it actually came off the wall. So he retreated, came back, and when he came to home, wham, that ball 3-2, swung on, lifted high, deep, running out of real estate at the back of the track, and that goes just over the wall, and it is a solo shot, and Freddie Freeman has put the Dodgers on the board. It's 1-0. Hard hit ball. Just got it over. It was a rainbow. He smoked it, but he just got underneath it. The biggest question was it going to get over the wall? It just got over the wall. If there was a cloud inside, that thing would have brought rain. So 1-0 your score. First pitch swinging by Will Smith. Up the 0-1 is Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Righty-righty matchup. But back to that play, if you missed it, when Freelick got the carom and threw it to the cutoff man who threw it home, so a 8 to 6 to 2. The biggest thing is the 0-2 is in the dirt. 1-2. Had Hernandez known that it was not caught, that they were trying to get the force out, he's running through that, and he's probably safe. But he slid thinking he's going to have to get tagged, because you could see the surprise on his face when he got up as the 1-2. Swing, lifts it into center field. That's down for a base hit, and it's a 1-out single for the Dodgers. One nothing your score, 1 on, 1 out. Going out to the mound now for a quick powwow. Brewers pitching coach Chris Hook. Patrick came on for Priester. I'm sure there's some Brewers fans out there that are upset they took Priester out because he was on the ropes. He was getting battered around. He was fortunate to get out of that jam last year. The book on Priester: 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Ashby opened the game 1 inning, 1 walk, and a K. Patrick back to work. Edmund shows bunt. Did he offer at it? They checked down the line to third base umpire. Vic Carapazza, he did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, lifts it. Down the line, giving chase. Out of play. 1-1 count. Top of the 6th inning. I guess we haven't done this today yet, so we'll do it here after this at bat. 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. And we'll go ahead and hit it now.
What's for dinner? Hey, chef, what's for dinner?
Iron Lung taking off to watch some football, I take it. The 2-1 swing and a miss. It's 2-2. 2-2 count. My wife made a Philly, which I know should be against the law in a Braves house, but that Philly was good. The 2-2. This is high and out of the zone. Full count. John Bad Pizza, Chicken Alfredo Pita. Is there ever really bad pizza, John? The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it. Over to first. Full count. Runner was on the move. He'll retreat back to first base. Full count. Smith goes again. Pitch outside wide, and here's a throw down to second, but it's going to be ball 4. And now Chad Patrick's really worked himself into a jam. You've got runners first and second, one out. And here comes Patrick Murphy. Pocket Pancake says, I've had enough. He's going to go get Kendig out of the bullpen to face Max Muncy. We'll be back in a flash. 1-0 your score, 6th inning. Dodgers have runners on first and second and only one out. On this date in 1930, at Ebbets Field, Dodger catcher Al Lopez hits the last Major League bounced home run in National League history. The senior circuit joins the American League, who enacted the rule change in 1929. Awarding a grounds rule double to the player who hits the ball over the wall on a bounce. On this date in 1947, Ralph Kiner hits a record 8 home runs in 4 games, surpassing Tony Lazzeri, who had hit 7 round trippers in 4 games with the New York Yankees in 1947. Kiner, the Pirates outfielder, will finish the season with the Major League leading 51 home runs, tied with the Giants' first baseman, Johnny Mize. And on this date in 1963, former Dodgers teammates Jackie Robinson and Roy Campanella joined the Mets in honoring Duke Snider on the day that marks the last time the Giants, now located in San Francisco, will play at the Polo Grounds, once their longtime home. Silver Fox, obtained by the last place expansion team in April, has recently requested a trade to a contender, saying, quote, I look up into the stands and it looks like Ebbets Field. The Mets are wonderful, but you can't take the Dodger out of Brooklyn, unquote. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. One to nothing your score. It's Kennig, the left-hander's coming in. Try to put out the fire. Runners on first and second. One out. 1-0 lead for the Los Angeles Trolley Dodgers. Max Muncy, the lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch, 90. Smacks up top for a strike. Just on the outer edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 96. Blew it right by him, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kennig brings it. Swing lifts it. High into left center field. Converging on it. Both of them. Both the left fielder and the right fielder. Collins makes the catch. Frelick almost ran into him. That is Frelick's ball, so Collins cut in front of him. It's bad communication there. I assume that Frelick, it looked like Frelick was calling it. Looked like he saw him yelling for it right before he got there. I don't know if he didn't hear it, but it had to be what it was. Collins knows more than that by now. The first pitch on the way, lefty-righty matchup inside to Kike Hernandez. As he looks back at home plate umpire, that called for an inside strike. Did not like the call. Can't say I blame him. That was inside a couple of inches. It's 0-1. 87 down at the bottom of the zone, 0-2. And Kike Hernandez, he leaned back, looked at the umpire, then he called timeout. But he really, you know what he was about to say was, where is not a strike at? Because you're calling it low, you're calling it inside. Do I have to, if the guy throws it forward, is that going to be considered a strike tonight? The 0-2. Normally you don't get a wide zone both areas. The pitch down and in, well off the plate, 1-2. One-two count. Swing fouls away. We'll do it again. Yes, sir, Willis. I got some ice down for the offseason. The 0-2. Koenig brings it in the dirt. Did he go around? They check down the line. First base umpire James Hoy says, yes, sir, and that'll end the inning. But not before Freddie Freeman plowed one over the right field wall. It's 1-0 LA. We go to the bottom of the sixth here in Brewer country.
Today we are discussing crazy stats from Jamie Moyer's career. Over his career, he had 33 complete games and 10 shutouts. He is the last pitcher to log a shutout in 4 different decades. His last shutout was with the Phillies on May 7, 2010. With that shutout, he became the oldest pitcher to record a complete game shutout, a record that still stands. One not-so-great record that he holds is most home runs allowed in Major League history. Over his 25-year career, he allowed 522 home runs. When he had retired in 2012, he had faced 8.9% of Major League Baseball hitters ever. By the time he retired, about 19,000 different hitters had played in the majors, and he had faced roughly 1,700 of them. He pitched in 50 different ballparks. He was selected to his first and only All-Star game in 2003 at the age of 40. He never threw much harder than 82 or 83 miles per hour, according to Fangraphs. His changeups were clocked in the mid-60s during his career. One player described his changeup as throwing feathers. You don't think the ball can stay in the air that long. When he made his debut, the Major League minimum was $60,000. Alex Rodriguez made more than that every time he stepped up to the plate from 2001 to the end of his career.
Baseball suits the character of this democratic nation. Democracy is government by persuasion. That means it requires patience. That means it involves a lot of compromise. Democracy is the slow politics of the half-loaf. Baseball is the game of the long season, where small, incremental differences decide who wins and who loses particular games, series, seasons. In baseball, you know going to the ballpark that the chances are you may win, but you also may lose. There's no certainty, no given. You know when a season starts that the best team is going to get beaten a third of the time. The worst team's going to win a third of the time. The argument, over 162 games, that middle third. So it's a game that you can't like if winning's everything. And democracy's that way too.
Bravo. Bravo.
Hadn't heard that one in a while. Just thought it might bring some Braves fans a smile on their face. First pitch on the way to start the bottom of the sixth inning. Blake Snell back out there, low pitch count. He just threw number 66 down and into Durbin for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1 swing and a miss. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Outside wide, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Caught looking, bang, right there at the knees. Strike 3. I don't think that was one where he was trying to get the call. I think You saw him leaning out over. He was looking for something outside. Probably looking for the bender on the outer part of the plate, and he got locked up and just couldn't pull the trigger. I don't know if it does any good if he does swing the bat. He might have gotten a piece of it to stay alive. One down, and Isaac Collins, who one point was in, it didn't last long, but he was in the short conversation about midsummer of Rookie of the Year. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. Now that better belong to Drake Baldwin, or all hell will be paid. The 0-2 count. There was I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say June or July, where he ripped the cover off the ball and kind of jumped up there. And he was third in the betting market at that point, the 0-2. In the dirt, did he go around? He did. Strike 3. Blake Snell is just, he is mowing him down. He didn't give a lot to him in the regular season because he was battling injuries, but this is why they went out and got him, because you just can't hit him. He's not a very likable personality, but he is unhittable at times. 2 down. Still haven't found that clip. I know it's in here somewhere. We're going to come across it. Is the first pitch on the way is right there for a strike. Check swing. Joey Ortiz. It's 1. The 0-1. Bounces it in the dirt. 1-1. 1-1 count. Blake Snell with 8 strikeouts already. The 1-1. Outside wide to him. Ortiz can reach base. The top of the order is on deck, but there are 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Right there. Floats a changeup. 85 miles an hour. About letter high, 2-2. The 2-2. Rocks and fires. Swing, chops it over to third. Should be an easy play for Max Muncy, and it is. 5-3 on the putout. We'll go to the 7th. Fast-moving game because nothing's getting done. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 lousy hit for the Brewers. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 7th we go. Dodgers grab the bats when we return.
Okay, so I am going to be completely honest with you guys, and I am not going to bullshit anymore as to why my wife will no longer be in any more of my videos again. Okay, it is because she has officially served me not only with divorce papers, but what really hurt is that she told me she wishes I was dead.
Babe, what are you talking about? I have not served you with any divorce papers.
I got them right here. I can show it to them.
Babe, that's our annual budget. We're trying to save money.
Yeah, but you specifically crossed out lightsabers.
Correct, because you're not going to spend money on stupid Jedi. We don't have it.
But that's the best defense that we have against the chancleta, and you know this.
Star Wars is just a movie. You are not a Jedi, and chancla is not real.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Then how come you haven't killed me yet?
Puñeta, because I'm not going to train another husband.
I'm a Jedi!
Bob was on Johnny over 100 times.
I remember after the first show I did, I heard Johnny ask, Ed, did that guy really play baseball? Ed said, I think so. And then I went back like 2 weeks later and did another show. And I did maybe 4 shows in the first couple of months after I'd done the first one. And then, just became kind of like a semi-regular.
Sometimes somebody just gets you, and Johnny just got you.
Johnny built a theater out at the University of Nebraska. So they asked me to come out there and do a show. They sell the place out. I mean, it's sold out with students. After we're all over, one of Johnny's people came up to me. I think it's Johnny's nephew, who's one of his writers and everything. And he said, Bob, did you ever know why Johnny liked you? I said, no, I never did, because we always just got along, He said he liked you because you don't give a
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Well, he's wrong. He's going back to Haiti.
You shut up! You shut up! I'm so scared right now, you shut up! Are you doing this? No, I'm doing this.
One to nothing your score. Kenny goes back to work. First pitch on the way. Andy Paez swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 ground outs. Infield back into the left. The 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there on the inner cut. It's 0-2. Shohei Ohtani stands on deck. In the hole, Mookie Betts. The 0-2. Down and in. 1-2. Though they're trailing the game, this is really where the Brewers want the game. One-run game heading into the 7th against Blake Snell. And a bullpen game for Milwaukee. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it down the line. Out of play, we'll do it again. One-two count. Kicks and fires. 96 inside. Just misses, I guess, 2-2. Kennick at just 13 pitches, so that's not really going to be the issue. For Pat Murphy, he's just the first sign of trouble. He'll go out and grab him. 1-0 your score. One, two. Swing, rips it up the middle. 2-hopper into the glove of Terang. He'll fire it to first, and it's a 4-3 put out. 1 away. Winner of this series goes to the World Series, same as the other, as Seattle's taken a commanding 2-0 lead in that series. The next 3 are in Seattle. So the Blue Jays got some work to do. First pitch on the way to Shohei Ohtani. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. You'd think they'd want him to face Freddie Freeman. It's a 1-0 down and away, 2-0. He is 3 batters away, so in a perfect world, I think they want him to pitch into the 8th inning. The 2-0 swing, rips it over to first. Good play over there. Great stab by Vaughn. He'll step on the bag. 2 down. The ball was smoked, and Ohtani was busting it down the line. Vaughn playing pretty deep. He had to get on his horse. Mookie Betts the batter, followed by Teoscar Hernandez and then Freddie Freeman. See where I'm going with that. I think Kenny, they're going to want him to stay till the 8th if he can get through this. First pitch on the way, swung on. Popped up, high in the sky, fading over, making the catch, and that'll end the inning. So, 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Get up and stretch. The Brewers grab the bats when we return.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right.
welcome back. One to nothing your score. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-run game. Milwaukee here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll have the top of the order due up. Blake Snell is back out there to work him. I mean, why not? He's only at 77 pitches. Brewers have not worked the zone. It's not entirely on the Brewers, by the way, because Blake Snell has just been pounding the zone. And you can't just take every single pitch if he's pounding it right down. So you got to put some balls in play, but Blake Snell, the story of the game, just one hit allowed. And Freddie Freeman with the only run scored by the Dodgers. Jackson Chourio takes the first pitch on the way. This is the third time through the lineup. It's 1-0. 1-0, chops it foul off the plate. 1-1. Jackson Chourio, Christian Yelich. And William Contreras due up. If anybody gets on, Terang and Vaughn. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. Big right-hander McGill, who opened the game on Saturday. The Brewers' setup man is standing in the pen. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One away. Number 9 on the strikeout list for Blake Snell. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. Curveball. Right there for a strike, it's on 1. Near 1. Down and in, 1. 1-1 count, outside wide, 2-1. Kicks and fires. Right there. Wide, strike 2-2. Yelich didn't like the call. It was a ticky-tack strike. It was one of those ones that if you're a Brewer fan, you hate it. If you're a Dodger fan, you're like, what's wrong with that? I mean, it was right there on the edge. But a good take by Yelich with only 1 strike. The 2-2, down and in, 3-2. So a full count now to Christian Yelich trying to work his way aboard. No walks on the day, only 1 base hit. And that base hit was by Chad Durbin. It's the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over to second. That'll be an easy 4-3 put out. 2 down. Durbin's single to center field came in the 3rd inning. That's it. That's all the... So not only have they not gotten any runs going, but Snell's been able to pitch out of the stretch. First pitch on the way is chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. William Contreras, he is a guy that could tie this game up with 1 swing. 17 home runs on the year. Lefty-righty matchup. Oh, do I wish the Braves would have kept the receipt on that trade. The pitch, off the plate wide. 1-1. 1-1 count. Down and away. 2-1. The 2-1 chops it over to third. 5-3 put out. And that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 8th inning in a 1-0 thriller. Teoscar Hernandez, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith come to the plate when we return.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay.
Afternoon, everybody.
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is not...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Yeah. For me, the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
We go to the top of the 8th inning, and Trevor McGill fires the first pitch, righty-righty matchup to Teoscar Hernandez. Upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1 count. Single header the next 2 nights, both 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll come on there about 7:30 as the 1-1 pops up high in the sky. Drifting over, making the catch is Churio. One down. You've got Dodgers and Brewers game 2 tomorrow night, and then the American League Championship Series goes out to Seattle on Wednesday. both 8 o'clock starts. And then Thursday, it's a doubleheader, but they're on top of each other. 6 o'clock, or just past 6 o'clock. I think it's 6:08 and 8:30 on Thursday. And right now we're leaning on bringing you the Dodgers Brewers at 6 and then just seeing where it goes. First pitch on the way to Freddie Freeman is swung on and missed. Downstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. Freddie with the only run of the game. Yeah, 1. Down and in. 1. This start from Blake Snell. This is a godsend for the Dodger fans. That bullpen has been shaky, to say the least. And then come in here and steal game number 1. I mean, he's trending towards pitching a complete game. This is the 1-1. Fouls it away. 1-2. Definitely, if this was 10, 15 years ago, you'd keep them going. Now, in today's world, they usually have up, downs, and stuff like that they don't want to go past. 1-2 to Freddie. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. They were just showing that home run that Freddie hit to win the NL. I guess that was the wild card series, the NL wild card series in 2021. When he ripped one over the wall against Josh Hader. The 1-2 swing, he belts that one. That ball is gone. No, it's not. It stays off the wall. They lost the camera for a second, and it's going to go off the wall. Very top of the wall, Freddie Freeman. That is my fault. Freddie Freeman smokes one off the wall, top of the wall, and it is a leadoff double. I don't know what happened to I don't know if that happened to y'all at home as well, but the camera work was terrible there. And the way it was going, I thought it was leaving the building. They flashed into the crowd for some reason. But it's a double for Freddie Freeman. He sachets when he gets to second base. Off the top of the wall, the very top of the wall. Another pitch, and they're just leaving it in there. I mean, both these balls are hit hard by Freddie, but at the same token, both of these pitches that he's hit have just been mistake pitches. So McGill will try to go back to work here. Will Smith coming to the dish. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing. Rifles it back. Foul. 98 at the knees. It's over. That is the most effeminate sports celebration there is. And Freddie does the sachet at second. The 0-1 pops it up into the crowd. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Uribe, and I believe that's Anderson warming up in the pen. It is. Anderson and Uribe, both right-handers. And then what it comes down to is when they get warmed up, where are they at in the game and who do they want to send in there? Now you got a game tomorrow, but then you got another day off. So you can really reset your bullpen. It really comes down to matchups. The 0-2. 100 off the plate. Tommy Edman stands on deck. He'll be coming from the left side no matter what, with the right-hander on the mound and two right-handers warming up. Then Max Muncy would follow. The 1-2. Swing, lifts it. High into right field, drifting back. Making the catch at the track. Freddie will tag up and head to second base, but there are two outs. But now Freddie Freeman's 90 feet away from doubling the lead. Yeah, Charlie, he says he doesn't watch, but whenever there's an oval ball involved, we don't see a whole lot of them. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch is inside. Misses for a ball to Tommy Edman. It's 1-0. Priester's also got to be careful there. That pitch was a little too close for comfort as far as being a wild pitch. Freddie Freeman would score with ease anything that gets away from the plate. The 1-0. Smacks the black on the outer edge. That's 1-1. So 1-1 count. Dodgers 1, Brewers nothing. Here's the pitch. Swing! Fouls it away. Good hack right there. 1-2. Brewers fans are on their feet trying to keep this game at a 1-run game. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Brewers still with 2 offensive innings to go. The 1-2. Swing. Pops it back foul. We'll do it one more time. It doesn't add up, does it, Charlie? The 1-2 count. Swing, chops and foul, will do it again. He's probably got some Los Angeles Charger fan club that he has to go to tonight. It's like an AA meeting, but I would say different, but it's really similar. The 1-2 count. Brings it. Just gets a piece of that one. Game 1 of a 7-game series. 2 in Milwaukee, 3 in LA, and then 2 in Milwaukee if it goes 7. The 1-2. Checks. I guess he held up. They're going to check down the line. He did. Third base umpire Vic Carapazza says no dice. And we'll do it again. The 2-2. Swing, fouls that back. We'll do it again. Dodgers 1, Brewers nothing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him 99. Man, bringing it. Edmund must have been thinking he was going to get something soft because he was a touch late on that one. We'll be back in a flash. A 1-run game. Bottom of the 8th we go. Brewers and Dodgers. Here in the National League Championship Series. We'll be back in a flash.
I've been told that the word icy is like the easiest word to spell. Now that I'm looking at it, I see why.
Wing to the right is Schubert. Wide to the left is Scott. Hand off to Walter Payton. Sliding to the right side. It pops out of the 30 to 35 to 40 to 45 to 50 and out of bounds. It's taking territory knocked out by Paul Krause at about the 46-yard line. And there's a 28-yard run by Mr. Explosion himself on the very first play of the ball game. Deuce backfield. Avellini to Payton on a sweep to the right side. He's a block. He cuts back into the 5 and struggles down to about the 2-yard line. Well, there's the rushing record. Walter Payton becomes the all-time single-game rushing leader in the NFL. 275 yards for Walter Payton.
So I just rolled a joint. I bet you're jealous. Well, don't be. It was my ankle. I'm old. If you can relate, you should probably give me a follow.
Don't you love when you have a few minutes to waste so you scroll and it ends up being the best 4 hours of your day?
Hey, boy, this hoe got me up. This hoe talking about she finna stay tonight because it's too much snow on her car. Please. You gotta go.
That is a large part of Euchre's personality. He just doesn't give a shit. For somebody to be on as many times as Euchre was and to score a home run every single time, that is unheard of. For somebody to be on a Tonight Show as many times as Euchre was, gave him a chance to market who he was and what he could do. And rest assured, they wouldn't have come to him with any of the other things if he hadn't been on the Tonight Show.
I was producing Saturday Night Live in the mid-'80s, and I had these baseball lovers who were among the stars of our cast, particularly Billy Crystal.
What are your plans for today?
Same as always. Drink 3 cups of coffee and then be sexy.
Welcome back. Blake Snell goes back to work, whether Brewer fans like it or not. First pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to when the Dodgers either get eliminated or the World Series ends or whatever, I'll finally come across that Blake Snell. Pitch outside, it's 1-1. Bryce Terang, the batter. Lefty-lefty matchup. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it. Over to first. Terang. Down on a G3 as Freddie Freeman steps on the bag. And away. One up, one down. Andrew Vaughn, the batter. He'll take the first pitch. Outside off the edge. It's 0-1, the 0-1. Snell kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped over to third. 5-3 put out and 2 quick outs here to start the 8th inning. Sasaki's up moving around, warming up. I'm assuming he's coming in for the 9th, but I'm telling you right now, Blake Snell, I know he's at 97 pitches, but he is in such a groove. He's only given up the 1 base hit back in the 3rd inning, no walks. I'm not taking him out until he gives up a base runner. First pitch is right there at the knees. Teardrop for a strike to Sal Frelick. So you'd be gifting the Brewers anybody else but Blake Snell right now. 0-1. Chops it foul. It's 0-2. First of all, for a dominant left-handed pitcher, they've got a lot of left-handers in their lineup tonight. A little surprised they didn't do a little something different, but I guess the first game of the series, they were hoping 1 or 2 of them would get into it. Probably thought that he would come out of the game a lot earlier than this as the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. No matter how you look at it, I mean, he has been dealing, and I didn't get it. He's at 100 pitches, I get it. But if you win this game, you can rest him for quite some time because now all of a sudden you take a commanding lead in the series with 3 games at home coming as the 1-2 down and in, 2-2. I know it's probably not conventional wisdom, and he has been fragile, so I get that argument. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. Now, if he walks him here, then I get it because the argument you can make is maybe he's running out of gas and okay, but until he puts a guy on. If I'm Roberts, man, he's my ride or die. I'm like, dude, I am going to ride you to game 1. The payoff pitch. Got him right there for strike 3, Bender, and that'll end the inning. We'll see. It looks like he's going to be done, but we'll see. We head to the 9th inning, a 1-0 score. Milwaukee's bullpen is going to try to keep it right there when we return. Game number 1 of the NLCS. Oh, baby!
I decided I'm not working on my anger issues. Y'all need to stop testing me.
I could really use all of the thoughts and prayers and good vibes you could muster, because I'm about to go into a Trader Joe's on a Sunday, so I'm gonna need the power of God behind me.
All right, just wash your hands before you use it. I don't get your germs.
Whoa. Washing your hands is healthy? I did it because it felt good. I have so much to learn.
On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
I had a one-night stand last night, and he says to me, "Oh my God, that was amazing. You want to play a game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Have you ever heard of the airplane game?" And I'm like, "Sounds kinky, but no. How do you play that?" And he's like, "You take the off."
After Cleveland's great pitcher Addie Joss died, his fellow ball players staged a benefit game to aid his widow. All the great stars came. Walter Johnson, Smokey Joe Wood, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ty Cobb. The game was a great success. They managed to raise $12,931, but it only increased the players' anxieties. With no pensions of their own, or job security, or grievance procedure with the owners, they felt powerless. They now formed a players' fraternity. It had 2 goals: to rid baseball of the hated reserve clause, and to gain a larger share of the profits for the men who made those profits possible. At first, they got nowhere. The owners simply ignored them.
Top of the 9th here in Milwaukee. One-run game. Max Muncy will come to the plate. Uribe on the bump, first pitch on the way. 84 up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Little surprise Uribe is in, just because he pitched 2 innings the other night. You'd think they may want to do the same tomorrow if they get the lead. First pitch on the way off that 1-0 is right there for a strike. It's change the camera or something. The whole thing gets stuck. All right, give me a second. 1-1 count, down and in. 2-1. Sasaki's warming up in Honest, so he must be coming in. Either that or they're just getting him warm just in case. One misses, down and into him. So a 2-1 count. Excuse me, right there for a strike inside, full count. I think we got it straightened up. Sorry, I had to dart my eyes off the game to bring the 3 leads in. Full count, and Max Muncy, I don't know why, but I almost called him Max Fried. It's calling for time. I think it's because all y'all are arguing about Freddie Freeman versus Matt Olson. I think both teams are happy with their choice. I know there's still some Braves fans that want Freddie Freeman to come back, but I just don't think it was in the cards. I think that his wife wanted to be in California. The payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. And the Dodgers he was from California too. It's not like he was in Georgia. Matt Olson came home. Freddie Freeman went home. When it's all said and done, if you're a Braves fan, he's a better bet for the long haul. Is the first pitch on the way, shows for a bunt, misses for a strike. It's 0-1. Kike Hernandez, the batter. Muncy at first. He doesn't look like he's done for the day, so he may be going back out there, but it's kind of hard to tell with Blake Snell, the 0-1. Went around, tried to chase that change up. It's 0-2. There's no one around him like there normally is when you pull someone out of the game. But I can't imagine he's very popular anyways. He might just be sitting by himself because he talks a lot of nonsense. The 0-2. Swing. Rips it through the hole, and that is going to be trouble. It's a single for Kike Hernandez, and the Dodgers keep the line moving. Max Muncy goes station to station. Uribe spitting the bed out here. He's faced 2 batters, and he's given up 2 base runners. Walk and a hit. We have a quick powwow out there on the mound. Once again, pitching coach Chris Hook out there to talk to him. Anderson is back warming up in the bullpen. I don't know if he ever sat down, but he's back to getting loose again. First and second, nobody out. Andy Paez, and then the top of the order. They have a chance to blow this thing wide open. Paez is setting up for the bunt. The first pitch on the way. Chop, good bunt back to third. Uribe thinks about going to third. That could have been a disaster. He'll instead turn and flip it to first. One away. Runners at first and second go to second and third. And I would think they're going to automatically walk Ohtani again. Well, that's not necessarily the answer because you got Mookie Betts. And though he's 0 for 4, you got to figure he's due. And he is tough to double up. And trailing by 1 with only 1 hit, you got to figure they're going to have to pull this infield in. If it's not, we'll go ahead and pull the screen back. If it's not all the way in, I would think it's going to be, they're going to go halfway in, staying around the double play territory. But anything that comes home, where Max Muncy's the runner, he's not exactly a catcher, but he's not fleet of foot either. First pitch on the way, 98 misses high. It's 1-0. So Mookie's at the plate. James Dean would be standing on deck if they keep him on there. So he came in for Teoscar Hernandez for defense in the last inning. And the reasoning being he's much better defender, but last time this happened in the Philadelphia series with the Dodgers, they ended up pinch hitting for, I'm trying to see who that is standing behind Mookie right now. I don't think that's Dean. The 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. They'll be looking for that knockout punch. It is Alex Call, so a little better bat. Still just 1 out. And a 3-0 count from Uribe. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You already walked Otani. Here's the pitch. 97 right down the pipe, taken all the way. Good take by Mookie. It's 3-1. The 3-1. Brings it. Swing! Fouls it down the line. Out of play. Right field side. Into the upper deck. It's a full count. You love a strikeout here, but Mookie's a tough one to strike out. Unless you're Tyler Matzik in the 2021 NLCS. The pitch on the way. Inside ball 4. He'll walk Mookie after intentionally walking Shohei Ohtani, and it's 2-0 Dodgers. So that backfired. You expect when you do that for your pitcher to at least challenge the hitter coming to the plate, but he was definitely pitching around Mookie, and you can't do that. I don't know if y'all ever saw the podcast that Mookie's talking about Tyler Matzik throwing against him in the 21 NLCS. Man, I couldn't have hit him if I had 100 at bats because he was throwing right through me. First pitch on the way, 96 upstairs. It's 1-0. He was something special in that October, wasn't he? The whole night shift was, but that particular outing against LA in the NLCS, that'll always ring true in my memory. The 1-0 pitch, that ball misses 2-0. So Matt Murphy's beside himself. He doesn't know what to do because you're talking about bringing in a guy that you have a lot of faith in, and he is not getting it done, but you can't pull him because is the 2-0. Finally, a strike up top, 2-1. First of all, he's got to face the minimum. That's number one. Second of all, where do you go? Kind of have to let him fight this one out. The 2-1 swing pops it up. That's a can of corn. And F6 in your scorecard. 2 away. So 2 big outs there now. And the defense can pull back, but they're not out of the jam yet because coming to the plate is one Freddie Freeman. But if you look at Uribe this year, as the first pitch on the way is to Freddie Freeman, righty-lefty matchup. Inside for a ball, it's 1-0. He threw 75 innings this year and walked 27 is the 1-0 right there, 95 right down the pipeline. So fairly high walk rate, all things considered, but he had pitched much better down the stretch. Inside ball 2-1. 2-1 count. Sasaki warming up in the pen, and now you're starting to think that, heck, just because of the length of this inning, you may not want to bring Snell back out. The 2-1. Swing, lifted, high, deep, right center field. Drifting back on the track. Making the catch at the wall for a loud out number 3 is Sal Frelick. That's going to do it. It looks like Sasaki's coming in. So they're going to pull Snell, though he was cruising. He was at 103 pitches. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 9th we go. Win, lose, or draw. The Brewers grab the bats, see if they can get back in it.
Today I'm going to show you how to tie a tie with the help of my gay nephew, Peter Piscitello.
Gay? I'm not gay.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
No, I'm not. Why would you think I was gay?
You ever hear yourself talk, Peter? You're gay.
What are you talking about? This is how I talk.
Peter, you got nothing to be ashamed about. The whole family supports you.
Excuse me, the whole family?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. 2021 Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, and Tommy Edman all won a Gold Glove award. This made the 2021 Cardinals the first team in history to win 5 Gold Glove awards.
So Deshaun Watson blocked me on Twitter. Guess I must have rubbed him the wrong way.
In 1914, a band of rich businessmen, hoping to get in on the baseball action, formed their own league, the Federal League. They began offering big money to big stars, willing to sign up with their teams. They even gave the players the right to become free agents. 81 players were lured to the new league, including Three Finger Brown, Joe Tinker, and Chief Bender. Old ballparks were renovated and new ones built, including one on Chicago's north side that would one day be called Wrigley Field. But the upstart league was a direct challenge to Ban Johnson, who resented the interlopers just as National League owners had resented him when he launched the American League in 1901. Johnson denounced the competition as pirates and threatened to blacklist any players who jumped to the new league. But to stem the flood of deserting players, he and his owners also raised the salaries of remaining stars and pledged to do better even by average players in the future.
Welcome back. 2-0 your score. Tomorrow night's game will come on there about 7:30 and bring you the first pitch. It's either 8:03 or 8:08. The next 2 nights, just one game each. Tomorrow is Dodgers Brewers. Wednesday night is Seattle Milwaukee. And then it's looking like we're going to bring you. In fact, I can go ahead and tell you they've already made the decision. Thursday night, we're gonna bring you the early game, the Dodgers and Brewers, and then depending on when that game ends, we're gonna try to flip over to the other game as it ends because they've got them layered on top of each other. First pitch on the way from Roki Sasaki, who is on, misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 from the rookie. 99 right down the pipeline. It'll be Durbin, Collins, and Ortiz, though I do believe they'll go to the bench and grab a stick or two if they can get things rolling. The 1-1. Swing pops it up. That ain't going to do it. F5 in your scorecard. 1 out. Sasaki coming in, trying to hold the rope. It's a 2-0 lead. Solo shot by Freddie Freeman made it 1-0. And then just moments ago, Max Muncy came home to score. RBI by Mookie Betts. On a walk. First pitch to Collins, righty-lefty matchup, misses outside wide. It's 1-0. 1-0 right there for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Roki kicks and fires, misses, outside wide, 2-1. The 2-1. Turns and delivers, brings it. 3-1. 3-1 count. Churio in the top of the order is in the hole. 3-1. Misses high, ball 4. And he'll head on down to first. It looks a little more out of the zone on your screen than what it did in real life, it looked like it may have touched the zone, but it was a 50-50 pitch. So nonetheless, he'll head on down to first. Runner at first. Tying run now comes to the plate. Bowers will come in to pinch hit for Ortiz. Churia moves to the on-deck circle. So the tying run is at the plate now. First pitch down and in, misses. It's 1-0. If they keep the line moving, it would be Churio, the right-hander, and then the left-hander bat of Yelich, with Contreras from the right side to follow. The 1-0. Down below the knees. Ball 2-0. And you just never know how a rookie, especially a young man who's come over from Japan, who is new to this whole thing with the MLB postseason, how he's going to react in this environment. The 2-0. Outside wide 3-0. I felt like he was bailed out a little bit on that first at bat of the inning. The pop up in the infield. But he's got elite stuff, so you understand why he's the closer for the Dodgers. But tough spot, the 3-0. Right there, taking it all the way. Four-seam fastball. 3-1. 3-1. Check swing, swing and a miss, full count. Chase one out of the zone there. Jake Bowers. This year, if you're wondering, 7 home runs on the season. Righty-lefty matchup. Runner at first. The payoff pitch. Swung on. That ball is smoked over the head, and it's going to get down where the green grass grows over the wall, and it is a double, a grounds rule double, and the Milwaukee Brewers have brought the tying run into scoring position. My word, that was a screamer over the head of Andy Paez. Paez was on the run, but he could not bring that down. The ball hitting over the wall probably saved a run, but that run doesn't really matter when it's all said and done. Because you're worried about the runner at second. If you're a Brewer fan. Looks like they're going to pull a pinch runner. They will. Lockridge, who has very good speed, moves to second base. And now the tying run is at second. The first run of the game, the Brewer stands at third. And coming to the plate is Jackson Churio. Christian Yelich stands on deck. So you got to figure that Churio gets something to hit here because Sasaki does not want to face Yelich, the left-hander, with the bases loaded. He's not going to pitch around him, you wouldn't think. Righty-righty matchup. Sasaki brings it. First pitch swinging, lifted, out into right center field, drifting back on the track, making the catch at the warning track for allowed out number 2. On the play, the runner comes home from third. And it's a 2-1 game. Lockridge scoots on down from second to third, but now there are 2 outs. The infield will be back, and Yelich coming to the plate. Will they pitch to Yelich? William Contreras, Billy the Kid, standing on deck. The could pitch around Yelich as the first pitch on the way, outside wide. It's 1-0. And the other thing you got to keep in mind is you can't play with any pitches going into the dirt, because if it kicks away, you're going to have a tie game. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Man, the bottom dropped out of that splitter. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Down in the dirt, 2-1. That's another splitter, and that is his strikeout pitch. But if that ball kicks away, we're going to have some action. The 2-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch goes well inside. Ball 3-1. Standing on deck is Contreras. I almost think you just go ahead and put them on if you're Dave Roberts, because you're playing with fire there. The 3-1. Pitch comes in. A little bit off the edge, but got called for the wide strike, a full count. So now Yelich down to his last strike. Brewers down to the last strike. Their last out, but the tying run just 90 feet away. Roki Sasaki kicks and fires. Swung on by Yelich. Fouls it back out of play. We'll do it again. You got the left-hander Vesey, and I believe that's Trinan warming up. So righty and lefty warming up in the Dodgers pen just in case. The payoff pitch. Sasaki brings it. Down and away, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. And we got ourselves runners on the corners, 2 outs. It looks like Roberts is going to come pull him out of the game. I would think it's probably Trinan coming in, because you got the right-handed bat of Contreras. Sasaki, yep, it'll be Trinan. We'll be back in a flash. We've got ourselves a tie ball game if the man from third comes home. Don't go anywhere. 2-1 Dodgers, but there's 2 outs here in the ninth.
I'm currently in my era. Because when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like,
You're not out there. You can't be, because I am out there. And if I see you out there, there's not enough voltage in this world to electroshock me back into coherence.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Could somebody explain to me how NASA can get data from 4 billion miles away, but I keep losing my Wi-Fi signal in the kitchen?
The Federal League owners fought back, charging that the major leagues constituted a monopoly, and they sued organized baseball in federal court in Chicago in 1915. The presiding judge was said to be death on trusts, but he was also a baseball fan. He refused to rule quickly, and the months dragged on. Finally, Federal League owners, increasingly strapped for cash after 2 shaky seasons, gave up. The new league collapsed. So did Ban Johnson's promises of better pay. Chris Speaker's salary was cut in half. The players were as powerless as they had been before, and still the federal judge had not ruled.
Do you realize that a decision in this case may tear down the very foundations of this game? Any blows at the thing called baseball would be regarded by this court as a blow to a national institution. Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
All right, here we go. Runners on the corners. There's 2 outs. Training coming to the plate. Or coming to the bump, excuse me. Contreras coming to the plate. First pitch on the way from Training. Swung on and swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch high and out of the zone. 1-1. On the play, the runner from first headed down to second. So now, we'll go ahead and pull the screen back because now a base hit would win the game. Now it's really on the 1-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it back. It's 1-2. Brewers once again down to their last strike. Second and third and 2 outs. The game right now is at the plate. 1-2 from Training. Down and away, 2-2. Good block by Will Smith there. That's just that game that's in the game. You got to be aware of the fact you can't put one in the dirt and let it bounce away. The 2-2 to Contreras. High! Ball 3-2. So a full count now. Good take by William Contreras. They were trying to get him to chase one up around just above the letters. Contreras steps out of the plate, out of the box, goes back into the plate. Doesn't get any bigger than this. NLCS. Game number 1. 2 on, 2 out. The payoff pitch to Contreras. Down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. As Bryce Terang comes to the plate, Pryor, the pitching coach, Mark Pryor, the old righty, Chicago Cub fame, out there on the mound talking to his right-hander on where to go here. Because the one thing you can't do, you can't pitch around it. Terang does have 18 home runs on the year, so he's got some pop. But what he's looking for right now is a base hit. Bases loaded. Two outs. 1-run game. Here's the first pitch. Swing, fouls it back. Just a touch behind that heater. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. Down and in. Good take. It's 1-1. On deck is Vaughn. So if they were to walk Terang or an infield single, that's who he would face. If not, the game's either over via walk-off hit or an out. Pitch on the way. 1-1 pitch is up top. Top shelf corner strike. It's 1-2. So this is the 4th time they have been down to their final strike in this inning. You got a 1-2 count. Bases loaded. Terang got to find a way to fight his way aboard. Here's the pitch. Inside. That'll even it up 2-2. The pitch almost hit him, an honest engine. You got to take one for the team there, kid. I know it's second nature, but you've got to lock yourself in and get hit by that pitch. That may cost them the game. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, and it did. Bryce Terang has got to stick his leg in on the soft curveball heading toward his thigh. Instead, Dodgers win. Dodgers win. Los Angeles takes a 1-0 lead. And Blake Snell gets the game ball. The guy went out there and shoved tonight. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit. And a game where all came down to the 9th inning. The extra run that was given up by Uribe in the 9th inning cost the Brewers as well. Freddie Freeman with the solo shot. But you got to give it to Blake Snell. 8 innings, 10 Ks, 1 hit allowed. He'll get the win. Patrick clears the loss, and Trinan grabs the save. They got to figure out Sasaki too. That's going to be a problem in the playoffs. He continues to melt down. We will see you tomorrow night. Dodgers, Brewers, game number 2 in a big must-win for Milwaukee here on their home turf. We'll come on the air about 7:30. Great job by everybody in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow. 2-1 your final, a 1-0 lead for the Dodgers. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.